So I think what I'm about to say is a good thing, and I'll explain why in a second. Because as per usual, de Blasio from New York has called on New Yorkers to snitch on one another and text pictures of people not social distancing to this phone number that they set up. So you're out and about and you see a few people within 5 feet from one another, and that inner Karen in you causes you to take out your phone, take a picture, send it to the state government with the location, so enforcement can be on its way soon to correct the situation, as de Blasio has said. Now, obviously, it goes without saying that this is creepy, weird Big Brother nonsense that pits the obedient and loyal citizens against the citizens that aren't terrified and living in fear. And by the way, those loyal and obedient citizens are some of the saddest people around. It's pretty cringy to think about someone actually snitching some people out for some proximity risk. I mean, yeah, they're not terrified. They're not cowering in fear over a virus that seems to have a grossly overinflated death rate. So de Blasio did this, and it's just like what the LA mayor did 2 weeks ago, where he thanked citizens for turning other citizens and business owners in and tattling on them to the authorities. Again, another creepy authoritarian move that seems desperately power-hungry and seems genuinely thankful for that obedient flock of sheep of a citizenry that they've got over there. It's sad and pathetic. That's all it is. And then we've got, in California, skate parks being filled with sand. Again, this is coming from people who are furious over the fact that there were some people who had the audacity to ignore their decrees. They didn't want to curl up in some fearful fetal position under their covers, and they went out to live a little bit and do something. Well, those in power just can't have that, so what do? They fill the skate parks with sand so no one can use it. They ruin any possibility for that non-cowardly citizen from doing anything other than sitting at home because they must have compliance. You must do as they say. You must do as they tell you. And then you've got Michigan ramping up their measures with plane flyovers, video surveillance, and increasing patrols because they just can't have people out on the streets. They need to obey, and if you don't obey, you could face a $1,000 fine, which is money they likely don't have, as the government reaction to this has nuked the economy, and you could also be looking at 6 months in jail. So I think that this is all good, because the more insane government becomes, the more people end up hating them. The more people end up realizing that government is interested in citizens behaving like cattle, and they're more than willing to prod them to get them to do as they say. Now, if COVID had some death rate near 50% or something, I don't think government action would even be necessary. People would naturally and rightfully be fearful. Fear would be an understandable and appropriate response to that. But as these death rates seem to be overinflated, people are more willing to take that little risk of going outside onto the streets or going to a skate park for a bit. As government acts like a sheep herder, people get fed up with it. And that's a good thing in my book. The crazier government is, the more likely it is that people lose trust in the government. And I like that because they have gone off the deep end in a way that surprises even me. But that's all for now. Please like and subscribe, and take it easy.